being able to walk today is thanks to preserving yesterday. Hello viewers of Senior Healthy Tips 50, where we bring you practical health knowledge for anyone over 50. Have you ever wondered if you've been storing food the wrong way? For years, we've been told the fridge is the safest place for food. But some foods like ripe bananas, peanut butter, and onions shouldn't go in the fridge. When stored incorrectly, some foods can increase inflammation, disrupt digestion, and affect memory over time. After age 60, our bodies don't respond the way they used to. Our immune system is weaker, and bacteria can spread more easily. Chronic inflammation can damage the heart, joints, and kidneys, often without obvious symptoms. The CDC reports nearly 50 million Americans suffer from foodborne illness each year, with over 3,000 deaths, many among older adults. Refrigerating some foods can cause nutrient loss or even promote bacteria growth. For example, peanut butter loses vitamin E, bananas lose antioxidants, and onions can grow mold. These storage mistakes can harm gut health, cardiovascular health, and memory, especially for those taking medications for conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. It's time to rethink fridge storage. Not all foods benefit from cold temperatures. Some need dry storage, while others should be eaten immediately. Learn how your body works now and store food properly to protect your health. 3 foods seniors should never refrigerate. 1. Peanut butter, a familiar favorite that becomes a hidden challenge for seniors. Do you remember those simpler days when a slice of bread with peanut butter could start your morning off just right? For many older adults, peanut butter isn't just a snack, it's a memory, a comfort, a quick source of energy when cooking feels too hard. But when stored the wrong way, especially in the refrigerator, this innocent food can quietly become a real obstacle to health. A cold peanut butter hardens, and that's a problem for aging hands. In a cold environment, the oils in peanut butter solidify. It gets thick, stiff, and hard to spread. For younger hands, that's just a small inconvenience. But for seniors, especially those with arthritis, hand tremors, or muscle weakness, this simple task can feel impossible. Trying to scoop or spread cold peanut butter can strain the wrist, cause joint pain, and turn a quick meal into a frustrating experience. Some may even give up on peanut butter altogether, even if it once brought them joy. Be good fats turn against you, from heart healthy to inflammation trigger. Peanut butter is known for its heart-friendly monounsaturated fats. That's why it's often recommended for older adults. But few know this. When you constantly move your jar in and out of the fridge, those temperature changes speed up fat oxidation. Oxidized fats produce free radicals, unstable molecules that silently damage cells, fuel chronic inflammation, and are linked to heart disease, Alzheimer's, and even cancer. So instead of protecting your health, peanut butter could be quietly aging you faster. See vitamin E, the brain's silent guardian, lost in the cold. Peanut butter is a great natural source of vitamin E. It fights cell aging, supports memory, and protects your nervous system. But when stored in the cold for too long, especially in an unsealed jar, vitamin E begins to break down. That's a serious loss. Because after age 60, memory problems, focus issues, and mental fatigue are all too common. A single spoonful of properly stored peanut butter could be daily brain protection, but only if it's stored the right way. Simple but powerful fixes. Don't refrigerate peanut butter unless your home is extremely hot. Keep it in a cool, dry, dark place like a cabinet or pantry. Always close the lid tightly to prevent oxidation. If you're worried about oil separation in natural peanut butter, just stir it well and use it within a few weeks. So many health issues in seniors begin with things that seem small, like how we store food. And with peanut butter, it's not just where you put the jar. It's how you protect independence, comfort, and quiet nutrition in later life. 2. Onions. From soul of the meal to a silent risk in the fridge, onions. They're simple but essential. They form the base of countless beloved recipes, hearty soups, stir-fries, stews. For many seniors, onions are more than ingredients. They're memories. They're the warm smells of family dinners and laughter echoing through the years. But here's the truth. Storing onions in the fridge, a very common habit, can quietly turn them into a health hazard, especially for seniors. A. Cold moisture is the onion's enemy. Onions are meant to live in dry, cool, dark spaces. Their papery skin acts like natural armor. But in the fridge, a cold, damp, poorly ventilated place, that protection falls apart. Moisture seeps in, softens the layers, and before long, the onion turns mushy, dark, moldy, or even fermented. Within days, that safe-looking onion becomes a moldy, bacteria-filled threat, especially for those with weak immune systems. Mold and bacteria thrive, invisible dangers for older adults. Unlike spoiled food that smells bad or changes color, a fridge-damaged onion may still look okay. You might only see a small mold spot or slightly damp layers, and think it's probably still fine. But damp, enclosed spaces like the fridge are perfect for bacteria like Listeria and molds like Aspergillus to grow. For seniors, even a small amount of bacteria or mold can trigger digestive issues, internal infections, or long-term immune system suppression. Worse, contaminated onions often cause subtle symptoms, dizziness, confusion, low-grade fever, which can be misdiagnosed as typical aging problems, delaying treatment. See lost quercetin, losing natural support for heart and joints. One of onion's most powerful gifts is a flavonoid called quercetin. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, a joint pain reducer, and a heart vessel protector. But when onions start to break down in cold, damp air, quercetin degrades quickly. So the very ingredient you hoped would help your knees or your arteries, it's already gone, lost in the fridge's moisture without you knowing. For seniors, who are more prone to arthritis and hardened arteries, missing out on quercetin is a quiet but significant loss. The smarter way to store onions. Never store whole, uncut onions in the fridge, unless they've been sliced and need short-term storage. In that case, seal tightly in an airtight container and eat within 1-2 days. Store whole onions in a dry, breathable space away from direct light. like a mesh bag, paper bag, or open basket in a cool cabinet. If the onion has been peeled, use it immediately or refrigerate properly. Many people think they're doing the right thing by putting food in the fridge. But the fridge's moisture and poor airflow can turn a healthy food like onions into a slow-moving health threat, especially for those in their golden years. 3. Bananas, a beloved fruit that can betray you if stored the wrong way. Bananas, they might seem like just a humble fruit, but for many seniors, they're tied to memory, to care, and to comfort. No need for peeling with a knife. No cooking. Just a soft, ripe banana in the morning. It once brought joy in the simplest of ways. But did you know? One small habit, putting your bananas in the fridge, could silently strip away the powerful benefits of this innocent fruit. A cold shock. When a tropical fruit ends up in the snow. Bananas are tropical by nature. They were designed to ripen gently in warm environments. When you place them in the fridge, especially before they're fully ripe, you freeze, the natural process of turning starch into sugar. And the result, a banana that looks ripe, but tastes bland, chalky, and sometimes even sour. For seniors, whose sense of taste has already faded with age, biting into a flavorless banana isn't just disappointing. It's enough to make them give up on this nutritious food entirely. B. Loss of antioxidants, a quiet nutritional setback. Few people realize that bananas contain dopamine and catechin, two powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation, protect brain cells, and help regulate mood. For older adults, these nutrients are vital for slowing brain aging and preventing memory decline. But once bananas are over-chilled, these compounds begin to break down, a process called cold injury at the cellular level. That means you might still be eating a banana every day, but you're getting far fewer benefits than your body actually needs. And you may wonder why memory is slipping or emotions feel unbalanced. C. Hidden mold, a silent threat lurking at the stem. When bananas ripen and are then kept in the fridge, they often trap moisture, especially around the stem or where the peel has small cracks. That trapped moisture is a perfect breeding ground for mold and bacteria, even if the banana looks perfectly fine on the outside. And for seniors with weaker immune systems, even a small trace of unseen mold can lead to digestive issues, fatigue, or even full-body inflammation if combined with other medical conditions. Worse, because bananas are high in natural sugars. Once mold appears, fermentation happens fast, causing bloating or discomfort, especially if eaten on an empty stomach or alongside certain medications. The smart way to store bananas: don't refrigerate bananas unless they're overripe and you plan to freeze them for later use. Keep bananas in a cool, ventilated area away from direct sunlight. Hanging them on a hook is ideal. It prevents bruising and keeps air circulating. If your bananas ripen too quickly, peel and freeze them in zip-top bags. They're perfect later for smoothies, banana bread, or oatmeal. Avoid storing bananas near ethylene-producing fruits like apples and pears, as they speed up ripening. Many of my senior patients eat bananas every day, thinking they're doing something great for their health. But when I ask how they store them, I often find out they're putting bananas in the fridge without realizing it. They have no idea they're silently losing a big part of the nutrition and the brain-protecting benefits this fruit was meant to give them. 3 types of food that must be refrigerated. 1. Cooked meat and leftovers. Delicious memories can become a danger if forgotten to refrigerate. For many elderly people, a home-cooked meal is not just about nutrition. It is the taste of memory, a symbol of family love, and a sign of independence in the later years of life. A plate of braised pork, a bowl of stewed soup, a portion of leftover rice saved for the next day all carry special meaning. However, behind the convenience and sense of safety lies a very real and often overlooked danger. Improper refrigeration can turn these beloved dishes into a source of illness, especially for bodies that can no longer resist as strongly as before. After only 2 hours, bacteria are already multiplying on food. Many people mistakenly believe that cooked food is absolutely safe. In reality, bacteria are not killed by cooking. They are only suppressed. Once the food cools down, especially at room temperature between 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, harmful microorganisms like Listeria, Salmonella, and Clostridium perfringens can grow back rapidly. If you leave food out on the kitchen counter for more than 2 hours, you are unintentionally creating the perfect environment for millions of bacteria to multiply. For elderly people with weakened immune systems and slower responses, even a small amount of bacteria can cause severe consequences, such as prolonged diarrhea, dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, sepsis, or even death if not treated in time. Symptoms of food poisoning in the elderly are not the same as in younger people. One particularly dangerous aspect is that signs of food poisoning in older adults are often atypical. Not all cases involve stomach pain or diarrhea. Many times, elderly patients may only experience vague symptoms such as dizziness, fatigue, mild fever, or temporary confusion. This makes it difficult for both the patient and caregivers to realize the problem lies in the piece of meat left too long on the stove the night before. One 74-year-old patient once told me, "I ate some leftover braised ribs from the night before, and by morning I felt nauseous. My hands were shaking, and my heart was racing for no reason." Blood tests showed a spike in white blood cell count, indicating acute infection. It all came from a box of food that was not refrigerated in time. The consequences are not limited to digestion, but can affect the whole body. Cooked meat contaminated with bacteria can trigger a chain of reactions in the body of an elderly person. It causes intestinal inflammation and prolonged diarrhea, leading to dehydration and loss of electrolytes, increasing the risk of low blood pressure and fainting. If bacteria enter the bloodstream, it can result in sepsis, which is especially dangerous for those taking blood thinners or blood pressure medication. Bacteria may release toxins, worsening pre-existing conditions like heart disease, kidney failure, or arthritis. All of this can be avoided with a bit more care when handling leftovers, a simple yet often overlooked step. Safe and effective solution. Right after the meal, Let the food cool down within 30 to 60 minutes, ideally in a room with a fan. Then divide it into small portions, place it in sealed containers, and store in the refrigerator. Never leave cooked food out for more than 2 hours, even overnight. Label the container with the date and eat it within 3 to 4 days. If it has not been eaten by day 5, discard it without hesitation. When reheating, make sure to boil or heat thoroughly to at least 160 to 167 degrees Fahrenheit to kill any lingering bacteria. I once treated an elderly couple. The wife was frugal and the husband had a weak heart. They had a habit of keeping food in the pot, covered, and leaving it on the stove overnight. One morning, the old man ate the leftover braised pork, and just 5 hours later, he had to be hospitalized for acute diarrhea and severe dehydration. After that incident, the wife tearfully said, "Just because I wanted to save a few pieces of meat, he ended up spending a whole week in the hospital." Two dairy products when familiar favorites become hidden threats. From a glass of milk in the morning, a cold cup of yogurt at noon, to a slice of creamy cheese with late afternoon bread, dairy is more than just food. It is a habit tied to memory and comfort. For older adults, these foods provide calcium, vitamin D, and B12. They are essential nutrients that help maintain strong bones, good memory, and a healthy nervous system. But behind their gentle appearance lies a hidden danger if not stored properly. Bacteria have no smell and no color, but their effects are very real. Milk, cheese, and yogurt spoil easily because they are perfect environments for bacteria. Types like Salmonella, Listeria, and Campylobacter can survive and multiply quickly at room temperature when not kept cold enough. 3. Leafy greens, light in weight but packed with power. They may not look like much on your plate, just a few leaves, soft, green, quiet. But don't be fooled, leafy greens are some of the most powerful foods you can eat. Especially after age 60, spinach, kale, romaine, water spinach. These aren't just sides. They're natural medicine, gentle but potent. Add just a handful to your meal and you're giving your body folate and lutein to protect memory, vitamin K to help your body absorb calcium and strengthen bones, antioxidants to fight inflammation quietly every single day. They help your joints, your brain, your heart, all at once. But here's the problem. They're fragile, really fragile. Leave them out too long, store them the wrong way. Final message. The fridge is not wrong, but using it the wrong way harms yourself. Older adults do not just eat to live. They eat to preserve health, memory, and the peaceful quality of life in their later years. A plate of vegetables stored properly can help reduce joint pain and inflammation. A carton of milk kept at the right temperature can support better medicine absorption and protect brain function. A piece of leftover meat stored with care can keep you out of the hospital from a small mistake. Simple changes in how you use your fridge each day cost no money and take no extra time. But they can protect your heart, your digestion, and your overall quality of life. Dear friends, at this stage of life, we eat not just to live but to protect our health, memory, and dignity. Properly stored vegetables can reduce inflammation and joint pain, while milk at the right temperature boosts medication absorption and protects your brain. Small changes in how you store food can protect your heart, digestion, and quality of life. You might not think about how storing peanut butter in the wrong place, onions in the fridge, or bananas in the cold could have an impact. But these small mistakes add up and can slowly affect your health. I'm not saying this to worry you, but to